I've got NIO Stock pulled up on screen, and for your date and timestamp, it's Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. It's about 7:30 a.m. Central Time, so about an hour before market open. And on the right-hand side, you see the red, the red, and the red. Going back to yesterday, that would have been February 24th. We're going to come back and talk about NIO Stock in the short term stock price action in just a minute because there are two things I want to cover in this video, and that's the second one. The first one is this. In my most recent video, which was a very long video, it was an hour long, and I realized some folks did not watch all the way through. So I'm going to come back and try and highlight a couple of key points in some various videos like this one. So for example, the one thing I didn't do, I put it right here so you could see that when I ran the numbers on Firefly with battery as a service, as an American, even with tariffs, if NIO simply sent some of these over, a batch of these over, and they kept the 7-year financing in place that they are offering, or that they were offering on, for example, these special editions, you're paying less than $200 a month, maybe even $150 a month. Now, the question that I have is this. If you can pay, let's just say $200 a month for this, or put down more money and also have to pay over $500 a month for this, would you go Firefly or Tesla? I'm curious. I want to hear from other people on this. And I think the main point here is the affordability. If NIO even just has a battery as a service option and brings some vehicles here to the US, I don't think anybody can touch them as far as the value that they offer. And I think that users are going to love them. And it would be interesting if they sent over even a small batch, maybe to some bigger cities, just to get some brand and market awareness, going here in the US. So anyway, I wanted to float that out there, see if anybody else is thinking about it. And now let's do this. I want to hone in on recent stock price action. Let's just do year to date. So this is basically January 2nd here, 2026. And if we look at this trade volume, which is the first and the simplest indicator that I have showing at the bottom of the screen, and with respect to NIO stock price action, we've only had one day, a single day in this year of 2026, where NIO traded over 100 million shares in the US market. That came on the news that NIO was teasing profitability for the fourth quarter. And since that move, which the close, the day previous, was $4.44. Since then, even with this very recent red, even red right now, NIO is still above $5. Now, if we go to the second short-term indicator, and just note that even with this very low volume for NIO, we have very big spikes on the FTD side of things. Over 4.5 million, over 2 million, over 2.5 million, over 3 million. That's a lot of shares that couldn't be located with such low trade volume. So, we've got about 5 days, I think, when we're supposed to get more data released, and I'll be curious what we'll see. I'll talk about it and share that once we do get it. But with trade volume being so low and NIO maintaining a price point above $5, even on just very low volume, I think this sets things up to continue to be very interesting heading into the earnings. And I didn't check before I started recording. I did check yesterday, and NIO had not posted yet when they're going to do the earnings, but I expect it to be in March. Also, this just a kind of a fun thing I wanted to share. Google has an algorithm, and they have collected so much data. It's hard to argue that their AI wouldn't be pretty good. So I thought it was interesting, and I wanted to share this for those who maybe don't realize that AI is good with respect to grabbing a huge volume or amount of data, but that doesn't mean the data is accurate or even can be depicted clearly or accurately. And so a simple Google search NIO fails to deliver. You have, and this is where I pull the data from that I share, the NIO FTDs. This one, let me make sure it's showing on screen for you. Yep, it is barely showing. It also correctly depicts, because these are specific places you can go to get to the data. But the AI overview, is all about NIO as a company. It has nothing to do with the actual FTDs. So I just want to point that out, because AI might be good unless you're trying to do deep dive, really in-depth and thorough research. Anyway, just want to offer that. And let me check time on this video. Good. About 5 minutes. Excellent. Let me get this thing up and out as soon as possible. And I'll try to do more of these shorter videos. I also have a number of videos that I still need to do content on. So I'll be back with more content. But since I dropped such a long video on Sunday, I wanted to give it a couple days and let it run and give people a chance to get to it and through it if, they want to. But I also wanted to make sure and highlight some things along the way here in shorter videos. So drop a like and subscribe. Whoa, there's something I rarely ever do. Love it. And have a great day or night whenever you see this. I'll see y'all again very soon.